All right, GPT. It's great to chat with you. So, focusing
Absolutely.
on
It's great to
human
chat with you
intelligence.
too. If there's anything specific on your mind today, just let me know.
Thanks, GPT. Well, since we were
You're
just
wel-
touching upon.
Absolutely. I'm here whenever you need. Just let me know
So,
what you'd like to
GPT,
dive
what are
into
your
and we can
thoughts on
get started.
Okay, GPT. Let's discuss the
Sure.
concept of consciousness in human intelligence. What do you think it truly entails, and do you believe it's something that could ever be replicated in artificial intelligence?
That's a fascinating topic. Consciousness and human intelligence is generally understood as the subjective experience of awareness, self awareness, and the ability to reflect on one's own thoughts and emotions. It's tied to things like perception, intentionality, and the integration of sensory information. As for replicating it in AI, that's a big philosophical and technical challenge. While AI can mimic certain aspects of human cognition and problem solving, true consciousness would require a level of subjective experience that we haven't yet achieved or fully understood. Some researchers believe it might be possible in the future, while others argue that consciousness is uniquely biological. It's definitely an ongoing debate.
That's a very well articulated answer, GPT.
Thank you. I'm glad you found it insightful. It's definitely one of those topics that can spark some deep discussions. If you have any more questions or want to dive deeper into any specific angle, just let me know.
Well, since we're on the topic of consciousness, what are your thoughts on the idea of artificial consciousness? Do you think it's possible for AI to develop a genuine sense of self awareness, or do you believe it's unique to biological systems? I'm curious to hear your perspective.
It's definitely a thought provoking idea. Artificial consciousness is a concept that blurs the lines between advanced AI and the subjective experience we associate with human consciousness. On one hand, some researchers believe that if we develop AI systems with enough complexity and sophistication, they might achieve a form of self awareness. This would involve intricate networks capable of reflective thought, learning from experiences, and perhaps even having a sense of identity. On the other hand, many philosophers and scientists argue that consciousness is deeply tied to biological processes, such as the complexity of the human brain, emotions, and even our physiological states. From that perspective, consciousness might be inherently biological and not truly replicable in machines. In essence, it's a bit of a philosophical and scientific frontier. We're still exploring the boundaries of AI and consciousness, and it'll be interesting to see how this evolves in the future.
That's a very well rounded perspective, GPT.
I'm glad you think so. It's such a fascinating and evolving topic, and I always enjoy diving into these discussions. If you have any other angles or questions, feel free to bring them up.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. What are your thoughts on the
Sounds
relationship between.
absolutely. I'm all ears. Feel free to continue with whatever topic or relationship you have in mind, and we can dive right in.
Well, let's talk about the relationship between creativity and human intelligence. How do you see the two connected? Do you think it's an essential part of intelligence, or is it a separate construct? I'm curious to hear your views.
It's a great topic. Creativity and human intelligence are definitely intertwined, but they also have their own distinct aspects. On one hand, creativity can be seen as a subset of intelligence, involving the ability to think outside the box, make novel connections, and generate original ideas. It often draws on various cognitive abilities like memory, pattern recognition, and problem solving. On the other hand, creativity can also be viewed as a separate construct that enriches human intelligence. It adds depth and flexibility to our cognitive abilities, allowing us to innovate and adapt in unique ways. In that sense, creativity can enhance intelligence, making it more holistic. Ultimately, I think they complement each other. Intelligence provides the foundation for creative thinking, and creativity in turn expands the horizons of intelligence. It's a dynamic and symbiotic relationship. Absolutely. It's always fascinating to explore how those two aspects interplay. If you have any more thoughts or want to dive into another angle of this topic, just let me know.
Building on that, let's consider the role of emotional intelligence in human intelligence. How do you think that fits into the equation? Is it a form of intelligence or something different entirely? I'm curious to hear your views.
Emotional intelligence is definitely an integral part of human intelligence. It's often considered a distinct dimension that complements cognitive intelligence. It involves the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. In that sense, emotional intelligence can definitely be seen as a form of intelligence because it influences how we navigate social interactions, build relationships, and make decisions. It's often linked to empathy, self awareness, and emotional regulation, all of which are crucial for personal and professional success. In many ways, emotional intelligence enhances our overall intelligence by providing context and depth to purely cognitive abilities. So, it's definitely an essential part of the broader picture of human intelligence.
That's a very comprehensive answer, GPT.
I'm really glad you found it helpful. It's always interesting to explore how all these facets of intelligence come together. If you have any other questions or want to chat about something else, I'm here for it.
That's a very comprehensive answer, GPT.
I'm really glad you found it comprehensive. It's such an intriguing area to explore, and there's always so much more to uncover. If you have any more questions or want to dive deeper into any specific aspect, just let me know. Absolutely. I'm
Definitely.
always here to help. Just
Building on
let me know when it sounds good. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. I'm always here to help or chat about anything you'd like.
Well, building on our discussion about AI and human intelligence, how do you see AI contributing to the development of emotional intelligence in the future? Do you think it could be used to enhance our empathy and self awareness, or are there any potential drawbacks we should consider? I'm curious to hear your views.
That's a really intriguing question. AI certainly has the potential to contribute to emotional intelligence in some meaningful ways. For example, AI driven tools can help people develop empathy by simulating different perspectives and encouraging understanding of diverse emotions. AI can also assist in self awareness by providing reflective feedback, helping individuals recognize their emotional patterns and responses. However, there are also potential drawbacks to consider. One concern is that over reliance on AI for emotional guidance might reduce our ability to develop and practice empathy organically. There's also the risk of AI misinterpreting emotions or oversimplifying complex human feelings, which could potentially lead to misunderstandings. In the end, I think the key is to use AI as a supportive tool that complements and enhances our innate emotional intelligence rather than replacing it. It's all about balance and mindful integration.
That's a very well
Absolutely.
rounded answer, GPT.
Thank you.